years. Sorry, this...
I was just going to say, I mean, I'm a bit like George. I live in a modern house, and I have a postage stamp for a garden. I don't farm. I have nothing to do with farming whatsoever. And yet I respect these people who do actually make their living from farming. And I have no wish whatsoever to roam all over their property or hinder their way of life.
That it should be up to the landowners to demonstrate why we can't walk in a place, rather than for us to demonstrate why we should be allowed to walk in a place.
I think your head is in the sand, sir.
Peter, yeah, Mark, that's right. Yeah, get the accounts. Go through it once again and just check the subsidy system for me, will you? Just have a look on all that stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm just actually rolling into it now. It's bloody marvellous. Yeah, completely green. Absolutely green. Marvellous stuff. Yeah. Yeah, well, what we're going to do is I'll get the initial report and see where we're going to make the cuts and savings, mate. And I'll let you know as soon as we've got it. Looks like one of the smaller farms is a bit in trouble as well. Yeah, good news indeed. Good news indeed, mate. Yeah, if we could get a few more of them on the ropes, we'd be much happier. Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. See you soon, old mate. Just rolling in. Just right. Oldie England, I've got to tell you, mate, absolutely bloody marvellous. It really is. Very quick straw poll, okay? How many of you think that farmers are having a hard time of it? Just put your hands up if you think that farmers... Yeah, we've got some over there. Just put your hands up, anyone who thinks that farmers are having a hard time of it? Yeah, because we want to be fair about this. There's quite a few people... How many people don't think farmers are having a hard time of it? Oh, quite a few. How many people don't care about farmers? A few. A couple are joining in there.
Well, you know, made a packet in the city, come out to the country, you can't go wrong with land, frankly. I mean, once you buy it, it's yours, it's never going to lose value. The government give you subsidies to do it, you get more money than the lesbians at the GLC. Absolutely bloody marvellous, frankly. And the thing is, you know, we're only 1,000 acres now, but the point is, you know, small farms are having a very hard time of it, which should mean that they'll be, you know, selling low when they do sell up, and I'll be buying it quite profitably. I know it's harsh, but that is the law of the farmyard.
The year of 1996, farmers' profits rose in that year by 29%, just in 1 year. 1995, the net income for cereal farmers rose by 138%. That's not bad, is it?
Let's get going. Marvellous stuff. We're not putting in cereal crops this year. We're going to go for flax. It's a bigger subsidy. Don't know what you use flax for. I think it's jeans. Well, I don't bloody know. You get the bigger subsidy. Sounds like money for a new rope to me. Bit of a joke. The family all right? Everything going fine? I will give them a bit more money, but there's a crisis in farming. You understand? Hurry, push. Come on. The previous tenant was a very nice chap, and but he did make a few errors. I mean, half of this place is ICM, which is integrated crop management, and then some of it's organics. And I think this is a very well-meaning chap, but well-meaning doesn't put the butter on the bread. So for me, it was as a question of how do we see a farm? And essentially, I think many farmers in this country, fortunately, see it for what it is, which is a factory. It's a big factory, very pretty, very beautiful, with no roof and toilet facilities everywhere.
When you look at the big farmers, when you look at what they've done, it's absolutely incredible. We've lost 40% of fen land, 95% of meadow land, 300,000 kilometres of hedgerows have been ripped out. Since 1945, we've lost 20% of all scheduled ancient monuments, under the plough mainly. That's at a rate of 1 per day since 1945. And what they've got here is this desert.
You know, if we have destroyed that beautiful countryside so badly, as you say, widespread destruction, your words, why is it they flock into the countryside in such large numbers every weekend just to visit and to walk the footpaths and to look at the beauty of the countryside?
Here we are on the South Downs. As you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. But things aren't quite as they seem. I've got with me local wildlife expert Dave Bangs. Dave, this field over here, this is Farmer Ray's field over here. What happened here?
Well, I mean, just to stick a few words in, we're actually on Kingston Hill, which is one of the most famous
parts of the South Downs. It's the part that W.H. Hudson, in his book at the beginning of this century, Nature in Downland, actually wrote about. A very beautiful description of this wonderful, wild, open landscape. But if you actually look at it now, well, you've still got the sky and you've still got the long views, but I'm afraid you haven't got any of the things that W.H. Hudson was really interested in, the wildlife. If you look over on the horizon here, that great chocolate brown ploughed field 50 years ago would have been a glorious open down pasture, rich with wildflowers and butterflies and lots and lots of lovely wildlife.
You can get subsidies to actually keep downland, to make sure that the countryside is conserved. They're not as much as you can get for actually farming flax and all that kind of stuff, but you can get some money from it.
The irony of this scheme is that actually you get more money if, just as you say, if you're attempting to convert ploughland back into down pasture than you do if you're just managing it as it always has been, as down pasture.
What happens
so his idea was that if he actually goes for, if he actually ploughs up the land, he'll then qualify for the higher rate of grant, and that is indeed what he did. I mean, frankly, this kind of land should never be put under the plough. You do not trash your best stuff, and this was the best.
You don't need to be a rocket scientist to say, right, in that case, then taxpayers' money going to Europe, coming back to the CAP, is now subsidising the destruction of the countryside.
Yes, yes, it always has, yeah. That's the way the whole CAP works, basically. It's a subsidy system for the big productivist farmers. It's a subsidy system which actually benefits those farmers who are already doing very well.
So let me get this right. It's 90 quid to grow maize, it's 250 quid to grow cereals, it's 225 to do oilseed rape, that's per hectare, and set aside is 325. Now set aside, I don't have to grow anything on it, do I? I just get the money for not growing, right? I do. Thank you. Okay, hold on. Stop! Stop! I don't need you. You're sacked. You're sacked. You're finished. If the farmer is going to have an area which someone will come along and tell him that he must keep it aside for a certain purpose, he must be paid for it. It's as simple as that.
There's been an orgy of subsidised destruction in this country for the last 50 years, and we've lost great swathes of the semi-natural habitats which were previously protected by farming. And I think you can really draw a distinction between farming, which is an activity which works with the land, and today's intensive agro-industry, which is an activity really which works against the land and often to appalling destructive effect.
During the war, this country was self-sufficient in food. Immediately following the war, farmers were asked to continue in that trend, and the modern machinery was brought onto farms, and they couldn't use it with the hedgerows that existed, so those hedgerows had to come out. And unfortunately, life being such as it is, the financial aspects of life in the country come to the fore, and farmers are obliged to make a go of it on a financial basis as well as maintaining